squared minus 4ac
over 2a.
Very good. In stereo, we're available. Over 2a. Okay. What is my a, b, and c from x squared minus 5x?
1, -5, and 2.
Yeah.
1, -5, and 2. What Dean said. Okay. B
No,
is
it'll
the
be
-5.
So it'll just be positive 5.
Yeah, it will be positive 5. Now remember, please, especially on your calculator, to put the -5 parentheses when you're squaring a negative number. Otherwise, it will give you
a negative square.
a negative square, which is bad.
It's still just 25.
Right, but if you
It'll be
put
negative 25.
if you do this on your calculator,
If you put it outside the parentheses,
not even outside the parentheses, if on your TI-83, if all you do is put a minus sign, a 5, and a squared, your calculator will assume you mean this with a negative sign on the outside and will give you negative 25. And then you will get this particular problem very, very wrong. Okay?
you won't just get it wrong, it will be very, very wrong.
Not just wrong, very, very wrong. So you have to tell your calculator, no, I want the negative sign in the parentheses.
With the bad number.
Does that make sense?
Or you can just not put it in there because you know it's going to be positive.
Amy, wouldn't it be amazing if I set this up for streaming video and you could have my website up and you could watch me teach it on your laptop while I was teaching it?
Oh, I have your website up.
I know. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Yes.
Um,
So that I wouldn't have to look up instead of looking at my
That's
computer.
right.
Probably stay at home until yeah, then people wouldn't have to come to class at all.
I know. It's actually, that's an issue with technology that's going to be interesting to address. Okay, let's,
That would be nice.
okay, so this is just 5, we figured,
Although
right?
due to the limited recording capabilities of your camera, it probably
Yeah, it wouldn't work on this. Tell me if I'm doing this arithmetic right here.
That'd be negative 8.
Or minus 8, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you get 17.
Square root of 17 under there?
Yeah.
Is this going to turn into something pretty?
No,
No.
No.
because you have the square root of 17.
Now, incidentally, okay, if we had gotten a negative number under here, okay?
So we would have to use I.
Yes, we would have had to use I because it says find all other possible solutions. What if it had said find all real solutions or find all x-intercepts and we had had a negative number under here?
And you wouldn't
Maybe
use
you
I.
just leave it.
You'd be like, done. Finished. Symphony. Okay, so this is actually 2 answers. It said find all other possible solutions. So one of those answers is, and at this test I said don't give me decimals.
5 plus the square root of 17 over 2, 5 minus the square root of 17 over 2.
Yep. You got it. Alright, if I presented that correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your, those are your other solutions, given that 9 was a possible solution. Okay, if you had not been given the 9 was a possible solution, you would have had to have guessed 1, 2, 9, 18, -1, 2, -2, -9, -18 until 1 worked. And then as soon as 1 works, use the easier one. I think I gave you a problem like that. Oh look, rewrite the given polynomial in factored form. Find all solutions of the given polynomial. The directions on this were a little funny. I remember not many people got the directions right, but I didn't take off a lot of credit because I figured so many people screwed it up. I figured this one was my fault maybe for not explaining it well.
Everything is your fault.
Yes, or at least my
Good
responsibility.
result.
Okay. Now, so here's what we have to do, and I'll put this on here so that you'll have the strategy if you go back to this document later. You need to guess that x equals plus or minus 1, plus or minus 11, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 22. Where did I get those numbers from?
Factors of 22.
Factors of 22. All the things can multiply together to be positive or negative. They can multiply together to make positive 22. Who wants to guess something first?
11 and 1.
11 and 1. Let's try that. Now, there's a couple things you can do here. If you want to guess that 1 is a solution, you can take, if you want to guess that positive 1 is a solution, then you can divide this by x minus 1 and use polynomial long division. Or you can use positive 1 with synthetic division. Synthetic division sounds good, right? Please tell me no one wants to do polynomial long division
No.
of x minus 1.
No.
Good. Okay. So we'll try 1. And I'll write, if we've guessed wrong, this will be a long, frustrating process. Okay, so I bring down the 1. 1 times 1 is 1. I get a 4. Please double check me on this. 1 times 4 is 4. I get a negative 1. I get a negative 1. Is that right?
22.
I get negative 22.
Hey, it'll be 0.
Boom! That's luck.
Little too enthusiastic there.
Just a little bit.
You're
Now-
welcome for guessing the right number so much.
That's, actually, I just went in order. Now, okay, a couple things. Well, hang on. The directions were rewrite the given polynomial in factored form. What a lot of people did on this test is misread the directions and started giving these solutions. They started writing, okay, cool, x equals 1. But what I actually wanted to know on this is from this information, x minus 1 is a factor. Lucky, yes, okay, because it really was. So x minus 1 is a factor. Now we need to do the same thing for x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 22.
Why?
Where did I get those numbers from?
That's what I know.
That's what our answer was. Now, unfortunately, this didn't simplify it. Sometimes you guess, like, if, say, 2 had worked, and I don't remember if 2 worked or not, I honestly don't, but if 2 had worked, maybe we would have gotten an 11 here. And then we'd have an easier set because we'd have a lesser number of choices. But now we have the same number of choices, so pick a number. From plus or minus 1, plus or minus 11, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 22.
Let's try 11.
Let's try 11. I mean, it seems like 11 would almost have to be 1, unless this thing is prime. Remember what that means? It can't be factored easily. Okay, let's try 11. Can't be factored by a whole number in that case. Okay, so we've got 1, 4, negative 1, negative 22. Bring down the 1. 1 times 11 is 11. This gets me 15. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, if I multiply 11 times 15, I'm going to get
A really big number.
165. Thank you, James. And then I'm going to have 164 times 11. Is this going to work?
No.
Okay, so this is the point where I can say, not gonna work, and stop there. Incidentally, for grading you guys on partial credit, some of you had obviously on this problem on the test, I remember, erased over and over again and constantly used the same spot. Yeah. So I was trying to give partial credit based on this, like, gray blob in the middle of your sheet. I was like, well, she erased a lot. Okay, 11 didn't work. Who wants to try something else?
Negative 11.
I'm going to try 2 first.
What James said.
Okay, and that's going to be the same set of coefficients now. 1, 4, negative 1, negative 22. Okay, so that's 1 times 2, I get 6. I get 12, 11, 22. James, will you pick a lottery number for me? Okay, good. So,
No, don't pick your stocks.
you pick my stocks. There you go. Okay, so now from this, x minus 2 is a factor. And now what we're left with is to factor x squared plus 6x plus 11. Now, x squared plus 6x plus 11, is that going to factor any further? Anything multiply to 11 and add to 6?
No.
No. We could get solutions with the quadratic formula. Here's the thing. The people who found the solutions on this test, as I recall, had a lot more work of it. Because at this point, if the directions had been to find all the solutions, you would have had to have pulled out the quadratic formula on this. And that might have involved I, it might have involved all sorts of things. Whereas if you recognize that the directions meant to factor, then all you had to do was go back up here now and write equals x minus 1, because 1 worked, x minus 2, because 2 worked,